It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, call till you spaz. And he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Oh yeah, baby. Hello and welcome to the Monday KVJ Show. It only took me a second after walking in here to figure out and remember that today is May 4th, and May the 4th be with you.
Always.
Jbird is got his Star Wars t-shirt on. Is that your Yoda backpack?
It is. I'm a little bummed out, to be quite honest with you. I had a whole plan today.
Oh, no. Okay.
I had my white beard grown out.
Oh, yes.
And then I accidentally trimmed it super short. I was going to come in today as Ben Kenobi.
Oh.
I had the white beard ready,
yes.
and then I had my
Yes.
Jedi costume on its way from Amazon Prime. It was supposed to get here yesterday. It's saying it's not going to get here until Wednesday now.
What the heck, man?
It ruined my May the 4th plans. I should have been a little bit more prepared. I thought I had more costumes. I think I gifted them away.
Did you really?
I know. I gotta rebuild.
You've been too generous.
Yeah, or it was time.
It was just time to make some changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, today, big Star Wars fan day. People celebrate. And is tomorrow, don't they have a Sith holiday?
Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. And they tried to squeeze one in for the 6th as well.
Yeah, but people said enough's enough.
Even the Star Wars dorks are going, all right, guys, come on.
All right, we're taking up enough time here. So what do you do on a day like today? Like, how do you celebrate properly Star Wars Day?
Well, I'm excited to make a Star Wars video showing off a little show and tell, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a lot of work creating it, probably not a lot of views. Okay. So going in, it's not.
Well, you know what? We thrive on those kind of projects.
We really do.
They take a ton of time, don't really yield a lot of benefit, but we love them.
If you film just a lizard out in your backyard, that does well. It's bizarre.
Yeah, you never know what's going to hit, man.
So, I'm going to show off my favorite Star Wars toys. See if anyone else. Yeah, this is for the Star Wars community. I get that it's not for everybody.
Yeah, but, for the Star Wars dorks that absolutely love it, I mean, it's great for them, and why not?
I look forward to anything fun and just goofy and light in life. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun on a Monday.
I think you got to, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of what you do. So, yeah, today is the 4th. I did see online that apparently some people, they spend the day doing all kinds of crazy stuff, like maybe just doing a marathon, watching all of them back to back to back. So I don't know if you, I'm just kind of curious, did anybody take today off?
They're sitting at home in their Chewbacca
right now
onesie.
Yeah, they're just like, I can't work on a day this glorious, and then like just doing marathons the entire weekend.
You got to get some food, good food today.
It's probably going to happen.
Maybe a lightsaber battle if you have said lightsabers around.
Maybe, yeah, could be. Well, if you got big plans, you got to let us know. 877-979-WRMF. Virginia, she went over the weekend to the Jazz Fest in New Orleans. So that's where she is. She's on her way back from that.
Me and her are supposed to do an event later on today.
I know, right?
She's going, I think, from the airport right to the event.
That's how she likes to do it, yeah. She likes to cut it uncomfortably close.
Good gosh.
And I don't know if she got the memo, but I think an airline shut down. So,
ew.
Yeah, that could be factoring. I know a lot of people were kind of stunned when they were trying to catch their flight on Saturday morning, and they realized that Spirit Airlines was no mas.
I saw one dude, he said, I just traveled from another country. I got to this country. Now they're saying I can't fly anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really screwed up some people's plans. I think you maybe knew it could be coming because they've been talking about that would be happening. But yeah, after 34 years, it was on Saturday morning. They just completely shut down. And people who were trying to fly out were like, we are stuck.
So what happened? You just got to get another different plane ticket from somewhere else?
Yeah, that's kind of it. And, I saw somebody talking about how they were doing it. They spent whatever money they spent. It was like close to $1,000 on the Spirit flights. And then they've got to wait for a reimbursement. But to get home, they had to buy another ticket now. And they're like, so I got to take all this money out of pocket. So, yeah, some people had to deal with that. There are some airlines like Southwest that is trying to step up, and wherever they have routes kind of going the same way, they're trying to offer discount fares so people can afford it. But
it's a smart move on their part.
Yeah, it's caused kind of a mess. They call them rescue fares, I guess. And they say, unfortunately, because Spirit Airlines based out of Dania Beach, we're going to have a lot of people today that unfortunately have lost their jobs. So we're so sorry to hear about that. 17,000 employees affected by the shutdown.
Is there a reason? Just they were in the red, or?
They have been struggling for a while, and then all of a sudden the little issue with Iran pops up, and fuel costs have been crazy, and they had some bailout efforts that didn't go anywhere, and the bankruptcy that they were already in was not going well.
It's a lot. It sounds like a lot.
Yeah, they had a lot going on. Well, I hope Virginia wasn't booked on Spirit, because she ain't getting home today. Spirit shut it down on Saturday morning. Didn't know when it was going to happen, but boom, there it was. And Lane, you said that your father and your mother's flight got canceled, and they found out basically at the airport.
Well, so my aunt and my dad live in the DR, or they used to live they were from the DR, and my aunt went back to visit, and my dad was going to go there and meet her, and they were going to come back together. They both flew through Spirit. My dad leaves this week, and they canceled her flight without even emailing her or notifying her in any way. So the only way we found out was when we went to go check his flight, to check in for his flight and see if it was like proper and everything, because she had heard stuff about Spirit. So my mom went to go check, and they would have just left her stranded.
Yeah, that was
the thing. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was the thing that I thought was most weird. How abruptly they shut down was very odd to me. And yeah, it didn't seem like there were people that were getting ready to board a flight. What I had seen was there was a woman who was trying to board her flight, and as she's trying to board, they cancel the flight.
What?
Yeah. And she's getting ready to get on the flight, and they're like, sorry, like, we're done.
Were there people on the flight already?
And they weren't on it. No, they were waiting at the gate to go on, and it just wasn't happening.
You probably think you're getting punked.
Yeah, I'm sure they were probably like, wait a minute, there's got to be a way around this. I mean, we're at the airport. You would think that you would have let me know. And that is kind of odd that they did not alert anybody, even via an email. I mean, I knew they thought they were on the verge of shutting down, but my goodness, just to leave people hanging like that. And one story that's going viral today about it was there was a Spirit Airlines pilot that was going to lose his retirement because apparently it was going to be his final day flying on Saturday.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and then they kind of shut it down on that day. But it sounds like maybe Southwest is going to be stepping up and taking care of him.
Mr. Don Jackson.
Very overwhelming. I can't thank you all enough. It's, the Spirit goes down. It's kind of a sad day, and you guys made it incredible. So thank you so much.
As a pilot, it got shut down. He wasn't going to get a send-off, so Southwest stepped up, as they sound like they're trying to do for their travelers as well.
Okay, so he's going to get his retirement?
I hope so, yeah. I hope that's all going to be taken care of. He at least got his send-off.
Dude, yeah, send off for a retirement. I'll take the retirement.
Yes. Well, this weekend in South Florida had a ton of stuff that was going on. You had the F1 that was happening, but there were parties all over the place all weekend long. In fact, it looked like a lot of the celebrities were there on Saturday. Yesterday was rainy. They actually had to move the race up by 3 hours. And all these celebrities that I saw looked like they were there on Saturday. They had an F2 on Saturday, but you had everybody from Lionel Messi, Serena Williams, Jimmy Fallon, Patrick Dempsey, Colin Farrell, Kevin O'Leary, that's Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank was there. Rafael Nadal, of course, DJ Khaled doesn't miss an event.
Mr. Wonderful is there?
Yes, he was.
You listed all these huge celebrities. Not that he's not huge.
Right.
He is.
Oh, he would put himself in that category. Tommy Hilfiger was out there. Neil deGrasse Tyson was there. Alex Earl, of course, where she ran into her ex-boyfriend, Braxton Berrios. Oh, my goodness. What a moment that was. Not. So, yeah, that was some of the stuff going on. Then President Trump, he was busy this weekend, too, in the Palm Beaches. He spoke Friday in West Palm Beach, and then he was checking out his golf tournament in Doral, and then he was at the F1 yesterday. So there was a ton of stuff that was going on in South Florida this weekend.
When he's in town, how far up does it go for security? Because I saw a bunch of stuff going down in Jupiter, and I'm going, I don't know if they would have this kind of security if he was just coming to West Palm, but maybe they do, and maybe he went up to Jupiter.
I don't know. I don't know of him. I mean, who knows? He was all over the place in South Florida, so maybe he did go, further north. But yeah, you typically know what it is. You'll see Florida Highway Patrol, and they'll be blocking the exits. You'll see them on the off-ramp, and then all of a sudden you realize the traffic is shut down on I-95. And you're like, okay, the president must be coming through. So that's kind of how it goes, and it creates just a havoc for everything. So that was happening this weekend. I don't know if you saw this, but I feel a lot better about my first pitch. Did you see Malik Willis, who is projected to be the Miami Dolphins starting quarterback this season, throughout the first pitch of the Marlins game on Friday night?
Yeah, look, the first pitch is tough. You can get the yips.
Wow. Yeah, I kind of wonder, because this guy's supposed to be able to throw a football accurately, but clearly baseball is not his game.
It's different. It really is kind of different.
It shot out of his hand. It went way right.
Do you think he tainted on purpose?
No, I do not. Because if you're a quarterback, you don't want people talking can he even see? What's going on with this guy? Now, I guess the one thing to make you feel better is people were kind of comparing that to Patrick Mahomes. And, of course, he does great as a quarterback. And his dad was a professional baseball player, and he had a terrible first pitch as well. So they kind of brought that back out. So I don't think it means much.
Yours wasn't, when you threw the first pitch, the one that you thought was terrible, it wasn't great, don't get me wrong.
No, it was not.
But it's not the worst I've ever seen.
No, it was not.
We did one year at Roger Dean Stadium, and there was a lot of trickery involved, and it did not.
No, we've had some bad ones.
It didn't land at all. And my dad took me, and he was going, so what was all that about? Did you guys practice that? Or did you guys just make that up on the fly?
Yeah, we've had some interesting first pitches. Well, that's what we should probably retire, is just doing first pitches. But yeah, that went down, so I feel a little bit better. And then the Kentucky Derby, also over the weekend. I don't know if you got to catch that. I realized about 2 minutes before the race that it was going on. And this is one thing, if you've not signed into an app for a long period of time, you have to go through the whole thing and sign back up again.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time I figured out what the actual password was and signed up, it took 6 minutes, and I missed the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, so close. Would you have won? Were you betting on a winner?
I didn't have anything going on, but I did kind of want to see what was going to happen, just so I knew, but I missed the entire thing, so I couldn't get into my app fast enough. But Golden Tempo, a long shot, 23-1 odds.
It was crazy because it looked like that thing was in last place at one point, or it was in the back of the.
Yeah, it was not doing well, and it came from the back, and then all of a sudden just kabwing, it bounced outside and took the race.
As they come to the last 16th of a mile, Danon Bourbon in front. Oh, selling a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo, and Cherie DeVaux make history in the Kentucky Derby.
The first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. 44-year-old Cherie DeVaux conditioning Golden Tempo with a tremendous run down the stretch to win the Derby.
Honored that I get to be that person, and I hope this just paves the way for any other little girl with big dreams or woman with big dreams. I always thought that the sky was the limit. Now, really, it truly is the limit.
Okay.
So I wonder, do you work on a strategy with the horse going, all right, towards the last end, picture that carrot, baby, and just haul butt and make that move? Is that part of training, or was that the horse just kind of being a horse?
I would imagine they have a strategy, but I would think that a lot of that goes out the window the second you get out there, because you're dealing with all these horses and you don't know how they're going to feel and how they're going to behave that day. And so you may have an idea of what your strategy is going to be, but your horse will probably tell you differently. Be like, now we're going to do my race today.
It kind of reminded me of Rocky 2 when he kind of.
Okay, yeah.
Or was it Rocky 2? No, Rocky 3 when he's fighting Clubber Lang, Mr. T.
Yeah.
And he finally just lets Mr. T just go ahead and use all of his energy. And Rocky, takes it on, and then just kind of comes on at the end. Is that what the horse did?
Yeah, Rocky said, you know what? I already got CTE. Keep it coming, baby. I'll just take all your hits. Yeah, probably. But the cool thing about it, not only do you have the first woman trainer winning that, but there's also a tie-in to the Florida Panthers. Their chairman and owner, Governor Vincent Viola, is an owner of Golden Tempo. So I guess you get a little bit of a win for that. So if they can't win the Stanley Cup, they're going to win the Kentucky Derby. So all they do is win. So it was a little bit wet on Sunday. Saturday was beautiful, but a bit warm. So you cleaned up the backyard a bit, Bird.
Yeah, on Sunday it was good.
That's when you went out there to do it.
It's like, hopefully it's going to clear up soon.
Yeah,
no.
It
cleared up.
It only got worse. Yeah, it was pretty rough all day long. Today, it looks like you're going to have some scattered showers, but it's going to clear up through the week, and temperature's not going to be as hot as it was. Boy, I could not believe it. It was in the high 90s on Saturday.
It was rough.
I was like, can that be right? It was like 97, it said in my car.
Yeah, I walked from the parking lot to the movie theater, and I got nauseous. I'm like, hey, it's too hot out here.
Oh, it's back, baby. Yeah, we're getting there. We don't have the full humidity either, but it's starting to get warm. It's wet. It's murky. It's nasty. Frogs are loving it.
Toads.
Reptiles. And I saw the iguana you had on the video that you posted up on the KVJ Show Instagram is in your backyard. That thing was big.
Honestly, that wasn't as big as the first one I saw later. I saw one on Friday. I've never had an iguana problem ever in my yard. I saw 2 iguanas this weekend, and they were both different. And the second one that I filmed scared the heck out of me.
They take off quick, yeah.
They did. I wasn't prepared for it to shoot up so quick like that. And you hear me turn into the cowardly lion. I'm like, I had the weirdest scary yelp.
Yeah, it went from a lovely video that was kind of documenting nature, and then all of a sudden it just kind of turned on you real quick.
It really did. And, I had the kind of backyard where you could hear everything. So my 8 neighbors would be going, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is a video you can see right now on the KVJ Show Instagram page. So that was part of your weekend. What else did you wind up doing the rest of the weekend?
I saw that Gosling movie, Hail Mary, Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
Did I like it? Was it worth the hype is the question.
Okay.
And I loved it.
It's good, huh?
Yeah, it's really good. I see why people love it. It's shot really well. He does a great job. They have a great character that I think people are obviously going to love.
He's had a really solid run.
He does a great job in it.
Yeah, he's making really good movies, and it continues to do well. I figured that you were going to like it because, it's still in 4th place at the weekend box office. $8.5 million, but it's in its 7th weekend. It's made $318 million domestically, $638.4 million internationally.
I went on Saturday, and there was still quite a few people in there. And halfway through the movie, it's at a pivotal point in the movie. You're going, okay, what's happening here? These 2 old drunk ladies walk into the theater all the way up to the row me and my girlfriend are in, and they start scream talking. This movie's not on right now. This is previews. Oh, no, it's not. This is a movie.
Oh, no.
They're working out their plan for about 6 minutes. Everyone's looking at these old drunk ladies going, what are you doing? And they finally had to usher them out.
Did they really?
Yes.
Wow.
They were so loud and rude, it was insane.
How long did they go unchecked before?
At least a solid 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. But they got on within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it was a pivotal part of the movie.
Yeah. That's kind of so they walked in the middle of the movie?
They walked up all the way to the back row and start having this full-on loud conversation while the movie's playing, and the entire theater looks up and goes, What are you guys doing?
Oh, wow.
They were hammered.
Really?
Hammered.
What time of day was
This
it?
had to have been 1:30 in the afternoon on Saturday.
Really?
Yes, they were smashed.
What would be the possible age range?
They had to have been no younger than 75.
What?
Yeah, they were definitely in their 70s.
And you're sure they were hammered, or they just can't hear?
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I think they were hammered, dog.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, they do it in the villages. They don't have any problem drinking at an older age there, so it's definitely possible. Yeah, Project Hail Mary was number 4, and some bigger movies ahead of it. Super Mario, that had 12.1 million. It's up to 402 in the U.S. and 900 million worldwide. So that is a massive movie. Michael still did well, $54 million in its second week, only dropped 44%. It is at 183 domestically and 423 globally.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it is. So you got some mammoth movies out there. And then The Devil Wears Prada did better than what they thought. $77 million. Now, when it first opened in 2006, the original made 27.5, so the sequel's much bigger, at least in the opening weekend.
That's a pretty massive amount of money for that movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Considering where it is, they were very happy with it. 156 domestically, 233 globally. So it was a huge weekend at the box office to check out movies. If you want to go see one, you can let us know which one and what you thought of it. 877-979-WRMF. Well, it was a nice, lovely weekend. A lot of cool stuff going on. When we got out of here on Friday, I told you I was going to go to lunch with my daughter, and I asked her some suggestions, and people said, you got to go check out the house. It is the West Palm Beach Public Golf Course. Never really would think, if you're going there and you're playing golf, then maybe you go eat, but we didn't do any golf at all. We just went and we ate and had an amazing lunch. In fact, I got to meet Tom, the manager, who's a KVJ Nationer, and he was telling me that they actually got the chef from Michael Jordan's 1000 North.
Whoa.
So the menu is really amazing. The prices were very reasonable, and you're looking at a beautiful golf course the entire time.
The chef got traded to a new team.
He did, yes.
Yeah.
He did. He went to a new place, and it was great.
I sense you had some type of aquatic fish dish of sorts.
You would be incorrect on that.
My psychic powers are not working.
Kale salad with chicken. Oh. But you know what? We actually did get the fish dip, so maybe that does count. I mean, yeah. So
that's what I was sensing, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll give you points on that then. Yeah, so we went with that, got the Brussels sprouts. That was good. And they did something really cool. This was what my father-in-law got. He was telling me, you remember back in the day, at least in his day, root beer floats used to be huge.
Yeah, they were.
And they had a root beer float on the menu, but you would get a little dinky bottle of Jameson that comes with it, and you put the whiskey inside the root beer float with the ice cream.
Ooh.
I mean, that steps it up.
Yeah, he was kind of loving on that. I was like, that's an interesting concept.
Whiskey and root beer.
Yeah.
I would say, though, you probably can't do more than 2.
You probably won't want to do a lot of those.
Well, that's a rough one to throw up.
Well, that's how you crap yourself.
Yeah, it's going to be filling. So, yeah, it's probably a one and done on that. But, yeah, he did that and had a great time. And then one thing I cannot believe, I've been here for 27 years, and I've never been inside the Norton Museum of Art. Have you guys ever been in there?
No.
Nah, my wife loves it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not a museum person.
You know, I kind of thought the same thing, but we went on Friday night, and the first Friday of every month, they do Art After Dark, and they have live performances. And they had some lady who was out there that was busting out some Nora Jones and all kinds of just chill stuff. You get a little wine, sit out there. It was a beautiful night. They had this amazing kind of like sculpture garden that is going on.
Did you take the time to contemplate the art, to really absorb your thoughts with the art, become one with the art?
I did. There was a lot. I'm like, oh, what the hell is that?
There is some art you go, did someone talented make that, or did a 3-year-old make that?
Yeah, some of it you're like, I could do that. But others, you're like, that's unbelievable. They had one, it looked like they had just made different colored dots. As you got really close to it, you could see that. When you stand back, you couldn't tell that's how they painted the entire...
With dots?
It was like a whole wall mural. And so I was getting close trying to see it. And let me tell you, security there at the Norton, they do not play. They don't want you to get close to that art. I put my hands in my pocket so it wouldn't be like, I'm going to be pawing all over this thing. They're like, sir.
They thought you were about to be one of those protesters that
throws paint.
Throw ketchup on the wall or
I was
something.
going to get tackled. Yeah,
They're terrified of that.
Yeah, they do not play when it comes to getting too close to the art. But it was really cool. Very affordable night. They got a bar, kind of like a little restaurant there. So
you had a very classy weekend.
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah, it was a little classier than me. But my daughter was her suggestion. She goes there all the time. And I was surprised how many younger people were there. A lot of people on dates.
I like the Planetarium Museum, the one by the zoo.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to that one?
Cox Science Center. They're kicking that thing up in a big way. That is elevated. They've got design plans that they're going to take it to a whole nother level.
We talked about field trips, I think, last week. That was a popular field trip back in the day for elementary schools to go to that. And it's changed a lot since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, they always had a big old dinosaur bone structure there.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah, we took Lachlan there. Probably like 3 months ago. It's very cool. They just put in it was like a spy exhibit. I think it's the one that's being rotated out for the next exhibit.
And the big thing, too, as a kid, you always heard about this astronaut ice cream. So you go, oh, my gosh, they sell astronaut ice cream? What is this?
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It's not that great, though.
It's not that great.
No, apparently not as good as the ice cream Denny's had over the weekend.
Yeah, there's a new Ben & Jerry's flavor called the Vermont-ster.
Ooh.
It's very good.
What is in this thing? Could you tell?
So yeah, it's vanilla ice cream with hot fudge, chocolate chips, and then chocolate cookies broken up in it.
Oh, just my game.
It was pretty good. I made a few mistakes though over the weekend.
That's the one where you're still in pain, but you continue to eat.
Well, yeah, because I was torn because you buy those darn pints, right? Yeah. And you're like, I'm going to eat half of this thing. And they show you the calories on the side. But so in a rare case, on Saturday morning, my parents are in town. My wife went out to brunch. I didn't have anything. It was crazy. So I had this grand plan. I had no baby. I had no wife. I had no parents with me. So I had this grand plan to get a bunch of stuff done at the house.
Yeah.
But I smoked a little bit too much. I got this new hash rosin. And the only thing I did while everyone was gone was eat an entire pint of this ice cream. I lost control.
Dude, that's amazing. You need to do that every now and then.
I
was just like,
I got nothing productive done in that 2-hour period.
You've been working hard. You've earned a day off, my friend.
I felt horrific by 9 p.m.
Well, that's what sucks about those pints. I've never not opened up a pint and not finished it in one serving. I mean, I'm a grown man. Of course I'm going to be able to eat that. It's not that big.
I know. Yeah. I talked myself into half of it, and I got to the halfway point. I go, I'll leave a third left, and then I just lost control.
It does happen. I do this weird thing where when I'm eating, and that's why I can't eat out of a pint, but I would do this thing where it's melting, and I'd be like, well, you can't leave the melted part because it'll refreeze weird. So you got to make sure you keep eating where it's kind of half melted, and then next thing I know, it's just all gone.
When you pick out anxiety, or ice cream like that, there's so many options. You get ice cream anxiety?
Yeah, I was in the grocery store. Well, so the night before, Jen was like, hey, grab some desserts or something we can just, have at the house. So I was really taking it seriously. I must have spent 18 minutes looking at ice creams because there's just too many flavors, and I settled on the new one. I go, let me just try this new one. I've never even had it.
That's exactly what happened to me. I spent so much time looking at all the different flavors and brands. I ended up just buying a different pint from each brand. I go, why don't you just do that in the beginning?
Yeah,
you're going to buy 4 pints.
I could have saved myself some time. But yeah, I ended up buying the new flavor, trying it out. It called to me with the hot fudge and everything.
Quite an endorsement, though.
It was really good.
I don't know if it's more of an endorsement for your new hash or for Ben & Jerry's, but
that stuff might be too powerful. I think I went into that not paying attention.
To be quite honest, as an outsider just listening, an endorsement for both.
Should sell them as a combo pack.
I think they're just making this stuff too powerful.
Well, before you pour that bowl of cereal today, you might want to reconsider because they say soup is now what's for breakfast. Would you be able to eat soup for breakfast?
Oh, yeah. Soup, there it is, baby. I love soup. I can eat it any time of the day.
Yeah, they say there's a little bit of a movement right now to ditch the traditional breakfast cereals because some of them are processed or maybe too sugary. And they say slip on over to the soup.
I ended up starting to really like pumpkin soup. It's good, man.
Well, the reasons why they say that soup would be a better play in the morning, warm meals digest easier than cold ones. And they say soup also aids in hydration through fluids and electrolytes. And you do tend to get a little bit dehydrated as you sleep overnight.
I do feel when I eat soup, I can eat a ton of it, and I don't have that gross full feeling. I'll feel full, but it kind of subsides after not that long after eating it. I feel kind of good.
Right.
It's definitely different than eating, Hot Pockets.
I mean, it's not traditional, and I think that's all you have to do is just reset your brain. But they say it really checks all the boxes as far as helping you with digestion, hydration. It also can give you protein, fiber, antioxidants.
The cool thing about soup, you can have a soup party. Meaning if there's many options, everyone can bring a different soup. I did that not too long ago. A soup party is a lot of fun.
Okay. Now, they say that one thing that's kind of kicking off, too, is what's called perpetual stew. Would you be able to do this? They say it's a soup that people keep boiling and adding into for entire days, maybe weeks and months on end. Like, for instance, if you have something new, you come back and you got a couple chicken fingers, you're like, you know what, that would be really good in this soup. You just chuck it right in there.
I think at first it's fun, and by day 4, it's pretty gnarly.
That does sound so gnarly to me. I'm like, I could not get past it. Now, they say it should be safe as long as you maintain a constant high temperature.
I don't like it should be safe. I like it's safe.
Yeah.
Should be safe means I'm probably going to mess this up.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling that. But I am kind of feeling maybe the soup for breakfast. I'm one of those people who can eat about anything for breakfast. I don't have to have, like some people are like, oh, I've got to have something savory or I've got to have something sweet. I got to have pancakes, waffles, something like that.
Well, to me, so many people eat sausage, bacon, eggs, all that's so meaty. And I mean, you could,
Right.
to me, that's not a,
I
that's
think it's
breakfast.
kind of I think it's kind of a gut bomb. I don't like starting off my day feeling just ugh.
Well, you talk about how the farm people, they'll eat that big,
Right.
like 2,500 calorie breakfast
Yeah.
and then go work on a farm.
Right.
That sounds miserable.
That would be rough, but I think the one thing for them at least is that, you know, they're burning calories fast. So it doesn't sit in your stomach, you know, because when you're working your butt off, it's pulling that food, it's dragging at it pretty quick.
That first hour's got to be rough, unless they're just so used to.
I think they're just used to pain. So I don't think anything ever feels good. I think it's just like, toughen up, son.
They feel off if they're not in pain.
I think it's really what it is. But I don't know if anybody's doing this. I don't know if you would consider it, but they say soup is the way to go for breakfast.
I'm like you, though. When I wake up in the morning, I could eat whatever. Back when I was a kid, we'd always eat our leftover cold Chinese food in the morning.
Yeah, okay,
it was a big
yeah.
thing in our house for some reason.
Right. Not a bad idea. Somebody said, I love soup for hangovers.
Oh, it's good for hangovers, yeah.
I can see it. It's easier on the stomach, and you start to get some sodium back into your body.
If you're having a tough time keeping food down and your stomach hurts, soup's the way to go.
Okay. Somebody else said, I'm in the drive-thru line at Chick-fil-A right now for my son, and I'm drinking soup.
Oh.
You know, that is the other thing about it, too. If you had it, you could heat it up quickly, take it in a container, and you could just drink it like that, and away you go.
A bisque would be easy. Chicken noodle might be a little tough.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're probably right on that. But it does make some sense. In fact, they're saying that not all soups are created alike. They say the non-dairy soups with vegetables are the ones to go with. Things that have lean proteins like chicken or tofu and fresh herbs, stuff like that.
All right, we're going to now guilt with our soups as well. Come
That's
on.
what they're doing,
Every
yeah.
now and then, man, I like to, not even every now and then, every now. I like some potato soup. I like it chunky. I like it creamy.
I think they'd say that's still better than doing the cereals. Somebody said my non-traditional breakfast, I do Big Dog style high-protein chicken shake, the whole food version. It's cleaner, more extreme version of the real. You blend like protein together, ingredients. You do a cooked chicken breast stew. It sounds like they're just taking all this kind of stuff, whole eggs, cup of milk or Greek yogurt, banana, handful of berries.
I guarantee whoever wrote that text, they were lifting weights or on a treadmill as they were typing that.
Man, honey spinach. Wow, that's something. They put all that into one thing. Oh, it's...
Do you like that? Would they blend it up and drink it like a shake? That sounds kind of gnarly.
I mean, if he's talking about putting chicken in that thing, no. That's crazy.
When you change the consistency of something, it can kind of make it gross.
Yeah, it kind of, yes, it definitely does. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling that. People do some weird blended stuff.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away. Cause you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com.
All right, Virginia's out today. She's coming back from her fun little weekend in New Orleans. She went there for Jazz Fest. Hopefully the weather was good for her, but we're going to be handling the dirt today. So that was the big event from over the weekend for Virginia. The big event tonight, not that things normally happen on a Monday, but the Met Gala is going on in New York City. That's where celebrities wear all kinds of crazy-looking costumes on the red carpet, and people talk about how goofy it is.
Did that just happen, or did a year fly by?
A year flew by.
Whoa.
I know. It goes that fast every single year. Yeah, it's been a year since the Met went on.
Man.
Yeah, going down tonight in New York City. Tickets are $100,000 a piece. You're going to have Beyonce, Nicole Kidman, Venus Williams, and Anna Wintour are going to be some of the co-hosts tonight.
This is that event where you can wear a trash bag and throw some diamonds on it, and everyone goes, oh my gosh, this is art.
Yes, this is the event where that happens. And there's kind of a vibe and a little bit more of a backlash as there's a growing gap between the wealthy and everyone else. I think each year it's falling a little bit more and more out of favor. And you got a couple other things that are swirling around this year. You've got a New York mayor that is all about equality financially in the city, and he is not going to be showing up tonight. You've got Amazon's founder and the gala's lead sponsor is Jeff Bezos. And there are a lot of people saying, yeah, because of his money attachment, I'm not going to be going. It just feels like a tone-deaf event.
Yeah.
Which I think I do kind of understand that, but I guess it's going to a good cause that they would argue. So that's kind of the fight.
What, their social media numbers? Is that the...
Yeah. That's the good cause. Well, it looks like we might not only have Zuckerberg, but another big tech giant. It looks like a $300 million modern home in Miami that's under construction may have caught the attention of Elon Musk. So they say that he might be looking to move on in. So we can add him to the list of very famous and super rich celebrities in South Florida.
He's probably building a fleet.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to have. I'm telling you, man, every single year it gets more and more interesting in South Florida.
There's some clip. He's got this like smirk and grin on his face talking about how humans are going to get just left behind by the robots. And as he's saying that, he's got this like smirk. Yes, robots will take over the world and humans will be left behind. You're like, all right.
It's like he's enjoying it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got that fight going on with Sam Altman. They had the split with ChatGPT, and so they're kind of fighting over that.
That's good. Let's have the people who developed it fighting.
Right. Well, another South Florida resident, Shakira. She did one of those free concerts like you have seen before with Madonna in 2024 and Lady Gaga last year.
Yeah, I saw her video. Did you see that? She's on a balcony and she looks out, and I guess she was staying where her hotel was right by the venue, and it is packed for the Shakira show. She's
that's cool.
Look how many people are down there for me. Oh my God. And it is a ton of people.
2 million is how many people were there for the free Shakira show.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like the flex that they like doing. Now, I guess Lady Gaga's had 2.5 million, so there's a little bit more, but I'm like,
who cares at that point? There's enough for everybody at that point.
Yeah, you would think you'd be okay at that point. So, yeah, they say that it was great for the city, brings in about $150 million in tourism dollars for Rio de Janeiro when they do that. So she had a big weekend.
You got front row tickets to Gaga or Shakira. Who do you go?
Gaga or Shakira?
Yeah.
I'd probably go Gaga.
I'm going Shakira.
Okay, all right. I see. Well, if you're front row, yeah.
Front row.
The view's a little bit better. I get that. A tour that may not be doing well is Post Malone and Jelly Roll's Big Ass Stadium Tour Part 2. Post Malone has now postponed the tour by 3 weeks. He says to finish up his 40-song double album called The Eternal Buzz.
It's a lot of songs.
It is a lot of songs. And it sounds like he might be getting back to his old Post Malone ways on this one.
Out of the country world?
I don't know that he's completely out. I think it's going to be interesting to see how he, stays between both. I saw his show when he's at Hard Rock last summer, and he did a mix between both, and it seemed pretty good, and a lot of fans seem to be okay with it.
Is there beef between Jelly Roll and Posty?
I don't think there is yet. What the speculation is that the ticket sales were not great, and I think that might be it, was they haven't had new music since the tour came out, and Jelly Roll, oddly enough, has been a little quiet. I mean, he has one song after another and had for about 3 or 4 years, but he's been a little bit quiet lately. I think the same with Post Malone. And I saw that in some of the stadiums, it was about maybe 25% of the tickets were sold. And they said, yeah, that's not enough for a stadium. So some of the shows were even offering discounts to try to move tickets. So that could be what was happening with that, as Post Malone said, yeah, this is not going to work out. Music-wise, Noah Kahan has got his first #1 album, The Great Divide. I've heard great things about that, and the couple songs I've heard off of, it's absolutely fantastic. And Michael Jackson's Thriller is back in the top 10.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that wild? Yeah, it's just crazy stuff. And coming up this weekend, you're going to have the Foo Fighters. They're going to be playing in Daytona Beach. They've got that big rock festival that happens, goes Thursday through Sunday with some big performers there.
You never saw them live, have you?
I did. I finally got to see them in San Diego a couple years ago.
Huh.
Yeah.
I got to pay attention more. That's awesome.
I know, right?
I'm so happy for you. Yeah. I know you love them. I hope you had a great time.
I had an amazing time, yeah.
They are good live.
Yes. Well, Dave Grohl finally confessed. We were talking about how he had the routine where he was just kind of going around and drinking, and that was the only thing he did for his vocal cords, and his doctor said that was good enough, and whatever you're doing, don't change it. he finally admitted that that's not what he does. He actually does vocal warm-ups, and it's not just doing beers and shots of hard alcohol.
I don't do vocal warm-ups. I've said this before in the press. I'm like, no, I just drink a couple beers and I try a shot of whiskey. It's all a lie. I do extensive vocal warm-ups every night before coming on stage to ensure that I don't lose my voice when we perform.
Okay, so that was not true.
You got to be careful, too. If you're drinking all that stuff, you will lose your voice.
Yes, absolutely. So, yeah, they're going to be playing, I think, on Thursday night. You can check them out in Daytona Beach. And they're playing Irving Plaza there in front of 1,500 people. So that's kind of a cool show to go to. And good news for former Metallica bassist and South Floridian Jason Newsted. He is free and clear after battling throat cancer.
Oh, good. I like him, man.
Yeah. Virginia's met him and knows him. And so she said great things about him. And he always seemed like a really cool guy.
He's all about the music. He's a lover of music.
Yeah, he does a lot of art, too. He does paintings and all that stuff as well. So an artistic dude. So, Jason, wishing you congratulations and the best moving forward.
Think fast, think fast. If you don't come in first, you might as well be last. Think fast.
All right, let's see who can think faster here in a head-to-head battle today with Virginia out. We got Jbird going up against producer Dennis.
Miho versus Miho.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's see how they are feeling here today. All right, looking for sensible answers. Person through the fastest going to get the point. First one I got for you here is, tell me something that you wear to bed that starts with the letter N.
Nightcap.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like the caps they Ebenezer Scrooge wore.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That would be so hot to sleep in, right?
Yeah, they did a lot of weird things in olden times.
Yeah, it feels like more of an England type thing where it's a little bit chillier.
You drink warm milk and then put a hat on.
Oh,
it's
God.
the worst remedy for sleep.
Well, Ebenezer's wondering why he's having nightmares. He's drinking milk and eating meat before bed. I was like, this is disgusting.
All right, name something in your bathroom that starts with the letter R.
Rogaine. If you're going bald.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Think of anything.
I could go for that. Okay, Jbird getting a point here. Okay, let's stick with bathroom again. Give me something in your bathroom that starts with the letter L.
Logs.
L'Oreal.
Logs? What'd you say, Denny's?
L'Oreal, like L'Oreal hair product. Logs?
Well, I mean, it's a
Unless it's dropping logs.
well, I mean, that's what happens in a bathroom.
I don't know.
You don't have to give it to me.
Slight advantage to Denny's. Slight advantage. Loofah would work.
Oh,
They're just so gross.
Loofahs are so gross.
I never think about those things.
Okay, something that you would go to court for that starts with the letter L.
Lane splitting.
Okay.
Large stealing.
I guess you could go with lane
Splitting
splitting.
the lane.
Lane
You're not supposed to do it. That's terrible. What's an actual one?
Lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, how about this? Something you go to court for that starts with the letter M.
Murder.
There's no way I'd beat you on murder.
I just wanted to make sure that he was.
I was so locked into murder.
All right, let's see who could get this one. Something you go to court for that starts with the letter D.
Driver's license fakery.
It's a fakery. What'd you say, Denny's?
I was going to say driving violation.
You gotta give it to Denny's. It's a terrible answer.
Yours was so long. I didn't know where it was going.
You imagine you're standing in front of the judge. That's what he said. Driver's license fakery. Okay, I give that to Denny's 4-2 right now.
None of them have been good so far.
No, this is a terrible round. You can tell Virginia's not here.
She had sensibility to this.
Okay, give me a food brand that starts with the letter H.
Haagen-Dazs.
That'd work.
I can't even think about ice cream right now.
Yeah, I know. It's
All right, let's see if Jbird can catch Denny's here in the food phase of Think Fast. Okay, give me a food brand that starts with the letter P.
Paul Newman's.
No.
Anything. He has like 9 things.
Yeah, that would actually work, and that means Denny's holds on for the win.
I went on a very weird food thing.
I got Newman.
Newman. You remember when you were a kid, you were always forced to share your toys, and you didn't love it, but I guess it was all in the name of teaching you a valuable lesson. Sharing is caring, right?
Even snacks, you're taught to share some snacks and stuff like that.
You were. I guess it kind of conditions you for empathy and to think of others before yourself. But is that an old tactic that should be rethought? Well, a mom on TikTok is going viral now.
Say no more.
For insisting that her kids don't have to share, and here is why.
I never, ever will make my kids share their stuff that they brought with another child. Number 1, you should have brought your own. Number 2, that's their toy. They don't have to share with you. Number 3, you don't have to do something just because somebody asks. I think especially for women, that is like really important to learn. Now, if my kids want to share, yeah, sure, go along for it. Now, if you're coming over to our house to play for a play date, that's very different, right? Because we're welcoming them into our space, okay? But if we're out and about, my kid doesn't want to share her doll with your kid, she doesn't have to.
Okay, so if you have guests, that is the difference because you treat them differently because you've invited them into your house. But your kid is out and about and they're somewhere at a fountain randomly and another kid comes up and wants their doll and wants to play with it. She would be like, no, if you don't want to share your doll and you want to play with it yourself, you don't have to. Now, Denny's, you've got a kid in this age group below the age of 3. What is your policy, and do you think that maybe this mom is onto something about the sharing policy?
I mean, I'm so the opposite. I constantly am encouraging him to share.
Oh, you mean you don't want to raise a person who's, I don't know, cold and...
I'd say, yeah, by nature, kids don't want to share. You have to kind of, push them that direction. Otherwise, they won't naturally. They'll just want to have everything themselves. I'm trying to get rid of the word mine, too. I think when they hit 3, they really just start saying that word all the time. Everything's theirs.
Because he's going to, Lachlan's going to be 3 in the matter of days.
Mean, yeah,
Wow.
16 days.
Okay. Now, Shar in Jupiter, she said, I taught my boys that you don't have to share toys that belong to you, but if they're communal toys, you do have to take turns. You don't have to give up your turn, but you do need to take turns. Now, I did ask KVJ TV, where do they sit on this? Should kids have to share? 75% of people said yes. So a majority of people are there, but 25% of people, a quarter, 1 out of 4, are still holding in, and they believe this TikTok mom.
Well, maybe they believe parts of what she's saying, because I think there's a time and a place where obviously if you have a Lego set in your hand and this kid is breaking all this other stuff and then he asks you to share the Lego, you teach your kid,
different.
You teach your kid to go, all right, that kid's throwing and breaking stuff, you probably don't want to share with him. But to Denny's point, I think it's a good lesson to teach kids how to share, how to compromise. If not, you're going to go into the world and go, mine, this, that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that works out all the time.
I just think as you become an adult, you spend a lot of time sharing a lot of things with a lot of people. I think it's probably a good skill to get early. Just unfortunately, I mean, there's no way around it. We share a kitchen with all of our other coworkers.
I mean, we teach the kids. We don't share with the weird, creepy man in the car. There's boundaries and levels. But just to say, I think, too, a little bit of the delivery system on some of how she was saying it. My kid will not share. It's just like, all right, I get it. You don't have to share your toys if you don't want to. That's the road you're going down.
I just think it's a judgment call situationally. But a lot of times I'd say it probably is a good skill to teach your child to share or to allow other people to use your stuff respectfully.
I mean, it's such a nice moment if someone's got a snack and they offer you that. That warms my heart when somebody does that. I'm like, oh, they're sharing their food. That person's cool. Yeah. I can ride with that person.
Now, what would you say if a kid came up and rudely took a toy away? Would you just tell Lachlan, be like, that's okay, just chill, you need to share anyway?
No, that's different.
No, I would take the toy back and then I would tell the kid, hey, if you want this toy, ask nicely, and then you can have it. I mean, it's that easy.
Then all of a sudden the dad comes out. What are you saying to my kid?
Yeah.
Parents are different.
How dare you talk to my boy like that?
A lot of times, just because we drop Lachlan off with my mom, and she lives in a building, and there's a bunch of different families in that building. So if you use any of the communal spaces, you're bound to be mixed with another family. And I constantly tell my mom and stuff, hey, if he wants to share stuff, let him share stuff. And I think in a lot of those situations, the parents see it too, unless they're just jerks. A lot of parents will see their kid do something like run up and take a toy, and then they notice that that's not really a nice behavior.
Right.
So a lot of times they're on your side on that stuff, unless they completely didn't see it, I guess.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, there are just a lot of a-holes in the world, too.
Sometimes they will defend it.
Well, that's what I mean. When you could try to correct a kid if the parent hears it and they're a jerk. They don't care if their kid is wrong.
Totally.
I always tell that story when I was out at a theme park and this kid was throwing ice and hit my friend right in the face. And I said, hey, don't throw ice at people. That's not nice. Because he was trying to pelt people.
Oh, yeah.
And the dad heard me, and I wasn't even raising my voice. And he's like, don't talk to my son that way. Who are you? I'm like, I didn't want to get involved.
Well, that's what in that case, I go, all right, this is a situation where this person is clearly not playing by the rules. We just got to separate from this.
Now, Cesar's got a point here in the chat. He said some kids have items that they have for comfort or for coping, so they need those toys, and they shouldn't have to share those.
Well, I mean, I think every situation's different. I think just there's always going to be a situation where sharing's not going to be possible, but I think the overall message of sharing is not a bad message.
And if it's one of those items, I'd just say, hey, well, this is his comfort item, or that, Lachlan would say, hey, this is my comfort item. I don't need to share this one. Not everything has to be shared.
Yeah, not everything has to be shared.
And if that's the case, too, maybe if you took 2 toys out and your kid has the comfort toy, and then you can have something else to distract the other kid, and then don't make a compromise about that one toy. Be like, yeah, they don't want to give that one up. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If a kid has something, because look, too, maybe a kid has something that's very nice and they've taken great care of it, and another kid comes up and they then spike it on the ground, and all of a sudden it's not such a nice toy anymore.
Yeah, like we were saying, there's different situations. I do like the message of trying to share with people if it works out that way.
Well, with Lachlan, whatever he wants, because he'll see other toys he wants from other kids, and I tell him if he wants that, I go offer them something of yours to trade in that time frame.
I like it.
And then you just give it back. When you guys are done, you trade back. I go, if you want that car so bad from him, I'm like, let him play with one of your cars.
Yeah.
Switch it up.
It's interesting to see if it is shifting. Now, I don't know where the numbers were 5, 10, or 20 years ago about making your kids share. 72% of people still believe in it, but I have a feeling maybe that number could have even been higher 20 years ago.
Oh, it was definitely higher 20 years ago. Dude, social media has ruined the spirit of everybody.
Yeah.
That's the message.
That's the message.
Thankfully, I didn't get to this, but one of the comments in the chat said, I can see the headline now. Radio Stoner steals kid's toy. How tough would that be? And then, of course, they get KVJShow right. That'd be the one time.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Miami is done getting Super Bowls, at least for the meanwhile. Now, this is something that Miami went through a little while ago because they hope that Miami is going to be in the rotation where they get a Super Bowl every 5 years because of the amazing weather that we have, and it's just there's so much stuff to do, and it brings so much money into the local economy. But you might remember we had that little upgrade of Hard Rock Stadium where they put it in where the rain wouldn't drench everybody in the stands, just only half of the people in the stands. And so they made all those adjustments to it, and then we got a Super Bowl. And now apparently, according to Stephen Ross, the Dolphins owner, the NFL has said that the stadium no longer meets evolving NFL requirements. Now, it's apparently not due to a lack of interest or the weather. They say that Hard Rock Stadium is lacking enough surrounding space for the large-scale hospitality, media, and sponsor events that's now required by the NFL.
Oh, you have to have cool things around it. Is that what they're saying?
No, they're saying you need to have room so they can prop up their cool things around it. And they're saying that when you've added in the Formula One track and the Miami Open facilities, that space is no longer there. So the space that we need around the stadium is not happening. And so it's non-compliant, and we don't have enough room to set up all of our stuff.
Dang.
Yeah, so that is quite a little quandary that is going on here for Miami, because it sounds like if you want another Super Bowl, you're going to need another stadium, or you're going to have to take out all that stuff that Stephen Ross has spent the last several years propping up.
Do other teams get annoyed by that if there's a Super Bowl every 5 years at the same place, especially if the team's not even in it? Do they get annoyed?
No, I don't think so, because I think for the players, it's such an event. They want to go someplace where there's a lot of fun stuff to do. And I think going to Miami for anybody, it's not like, oh man, we got to go to Miami. I don't think anybody feels that way. They like going to New Orleans. Las Vegas is kind of now in the rotation that they've got a stadium. Los Angeles, going there to those kind of cities are great. Now, if it was Buffalo, and that's going to be the interesting thing, because some of these stadiums, like Nashville, is going to have a new stadium coming in Buffalo. Would they ever do a Super Bowl in Buffalo? I don't know. Yeah, that would be something. So they say modern Super Bowls demand larger footprints, premium infrastructure, and expanded entertainment zones, which newer or dome stadiums better provide. So some of those dome stadiums might wind up getting some of these games. And they say that the next couple Super Bowls are already locked into L.A., Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Miami is not scheduled for anything. And Stephen Ross says, we're considering improvements, but it could be many years before Miami hosts it again, if at all. So Miami might be done getting Super Bowls. Now, the question is it a good enough trade? Because you got the Miami Open and you got the Miami Grand Prix. Is that good enough to say, yeah, we don't need no stinking Super Bowls? I don't know what the F1 brought in. I mean, there was so much money, so many celebrities in South Florida this weekend that maybe you could argue that, but I don't know if the Miami Open brings that kind of stuff in. And those are the two events that you're basically trading a Super Bowl for.
How long has that F1 been the hot ticket? Because I know it's been around.
Globally for a long time. It's nothing new globally, but in America, they're trying to get it going more because it's such a big market.
Okay. Here in the States, though, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, I mean, there were a ton of celebrities that were in this weekend. You had President Trump in yesterday, but then you had Lionel Messi, Serena Williams, a lot of the ones you see in South Florida all the time, like DJ Khaled, Tommy Hilfiger was there, Alex Earl. Not surprised by any of those.
Yeah, all that was all over my social media. I saw that all weekend long, so it just seemed like there was a hotness about it.
Yeah, there was, and there was a ton of parties that went on as well. Now, we had talked about, on Friday you had the Nelly show that was going on with Kane Brown and Marshmello. But I saw a ton of stuff happen as well, a couple other shows that were going on. You had Ludacris. He was performing live, and it was the Amex and Carbone beach party that was going on. Jamie Foxx was in the crowd, and he called him to the stage.
Bring your ass up on this stage right now. Jamie, if you've been drinking alcohol tonight and you feeling good, say hell yeah. When I say blame it on the, y'all say alcohol. Blame it on the, blame that shit, baby. Bring your ass up here, let's go. We gonna make history tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We right here in the building right now. Ludacris in the building right now. If you from New York, make some noise right now.
Okay. So you had Jamie Foxx out there. He did a little round of Gold Digger on the stage.
Live, the floor is yours. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, she's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she is a gold digger that digs on the
Jamie Foxx can still sing.
Oh, yeah.
He can still get it done. Not too bad. And then at Hard Rock Hotel and Resort, just up the road, they had a lot of stuff going on Friday night. You had Nelly at Hard Rock Live. Getting turned in there.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. Then you had Kane Brown. He brought Marshmello on stage at Hard Rock Live to do their big hit together, Miles on It. And then they said, hey, we'll give you a ton more money if you go over to our nightclub at Dare, and if you do the exact same song again, we'll give you this cash. They said, yep.
Nowhere we're going, we ain't going on. Put miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me.
So I wonder if you get sick of performing the same song over and over again, or you just look down your bank account and you're like, all right, I can do this.
You do till you look down at your bank account.
Okay.
I mean, I wonder how much he cleared that night by doing two of the same. Like, it's the same song twice. What a fun, easy gig.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Kevin Hart also was on stage with Ludacris and Jamie Foxx. So you had celebrities all over the place, but I just don't think that when you compare a Super Bowl to what we got, it's worth the trade-off. So I'll see what KVJ TV has to say. If you want to sound off on that, just go to YouTube and let us know here on the KVJ Show. So we love throwing a little random sports quiz at Denny's. And by the way, he doesn't know anything about sports. But we're going to put it to the test here by naming off some of the biggest names in sport. He's just got to tell us which sport they do. Okay, if we said Aaron Judge, Denny's, what sport are we talking about?
Aaron Judge is baseball.
Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because I pulled so many clips on that guy.
Yeah, so all of these on here are names we've talked about on the air at some point.
All right, so the ones I hear from y'all are pretty much the only ones I would ever know.
Okay.
I do no research on my free time.
This is the only place you get sport.
It's the only place I get any sports.
And I might have gone on a little thing about Aaron Judge with you before, saying how great he is and how good of a player.
You brought him up many times.
Yeah. I bet Denny's loves that conversation.
No, he doesn't. I can see him kind of glaze over a little bit.
Yeah, man, that's great. It sounds awesome. Sport. What about Steph Curry?
Steph Curry.
Yep.
Is he basketball?
Yes, he is.
Look at this athlete over here.
Every time we give him a quiz, he gets better and better, Bird.
I know. We'll get you a jersey.
I'd like a jersey that says sports on it.
What about John McEnroe?
John McEnroe would be tennis.
Yes, very nice.
I think that's from my era.
It is.
Is there an Agassi on there?
There's not, but that's good. That's good.
My sister loved Agassi.
Now he's showing off.
Now he's showing off. Yep. What about Caitlin Clark?
Caitlin Clark. All right.
What sport?
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
I'll just throw a guess out there. I'm going to say soccer.
Ooh, okay. She's basketball.
Basketball.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about Floyd Mayweather?
Floyd Mayweather would be a boxer.
Yes, he is.
Look at this guy. I do want to get Denny's to commentate a sports event. I think that would, as the side guy, just kind of peppering in some comments. Any kind of sports event, I would love to hear him commentate.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Yeah. And Jessica Pegula, what do you think?
Oh, my gosh. Jessica Pegula?
Sounds like someone I went to school with.
Yeah. Let's just say I'll go with soccer again.
Okay, that's a good guess. That one's tennis.
Tennis.
Okay.
That's tougher.
Yeah.
Not too bad. He got a passing grade on us.
Yeah.
I will stay with him. He's going to become a sports fanatic, this guy. Look at him.
I would be shocked if that happened.
That would be something if all of a sudden you just got into sports so hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, what's Denny's doing? Oh, he's shooting some hoops.
Who is this guy?
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
This Dirt of the Day is brought to you by my favorite closet people, closetsbydesign.com.
Well, Virginia is out today. She went to Jazz Fest in New Orleans. She'll be back this afternoon, back on with us tomorrow. So it's just the boys going to be delivering the dirt today. Got to tell you, though, there's one relationship that is rumored to be on the ropes, despite the fact that they just welcomed a baby to the world 5 months ago. Talking about Pete Davidson and his model actress girlfriend, Elsie Hewitt, who I think is Bono's daughter.
Okay.
I think is one of her things, claim to fame there. So apparently they're going through a little bit of a rough patch, which I guess that's going to happen when you have a baby girl. So it's kind of tough. So welcome to parenting. Hopefully they are able to make it through.
I'm sure Bono's had to have written a song about this, no?
I don't think he has. No, U2's been a little bit quiet here lately. Not putting out a lot of music ever since that whole Apple debacle.
Yeah. Tough one to kind of get over.
Yeah, they've kind of been quiet since then. Well, Pete Davidson's former show, SNL, had Olivia Rodrigo. She was performing, and she was also hosting as well. And in her monologue, did a little parody of her own song, Driver's License.
I got my real ID last week. Showed up at the DMV. Sat there waiting 14 hours with 9 forms to prove it. finally called my number. G107632. And I approached the lady. She says I don't have what I need. She said my ID isn't real. Well, then why did you give it to me? The lady said you need a pay stub. I said, what the hell is that? I'm 23.
There you go. She also cracked a little joke about when she was doing TV with Jake Paul when she was 13.
When I was 13, I was on a Disney show called Bizaardvark. We had an incredible cast, which included acting legend Jake Paul. And we'd always talk about our futures, me and Jake. I'd say, I really want to create music that explores the complexities of girls my age. And he'd say, well, one day I really want to beat up old guys on Netflix. And
all right.
So they were all kid actors and on shows back then. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that with Jake Paul. Bizaardvark? Yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't know that with Olivia Rodrigo either.
No.
They've all been in the game for a long time.
Well, it's kind of like with the generation before them, had the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brittany and Justin and all those people that came up through that. Well, we had that issue with the rapper Ice Spice where she was in a McDonald's. Remember that? And a fan came up to her and it got all kind of ugly. Well, Wendy's decided to jump on that and say, well, if you have a problem with McDonald's, why don't you come do an ad for us? And now she has, promoting the brand's upgraded spicy chicken sandwich. And she's rebranded herself. She's no longer Ice Spice. She's Ice Spicy.
I heard Wendy's upgraded their OG spicy chicken sandwich. New spicy, new spicy, new spicy, new spicy, new spicy, new spicy, new spicy. Spicy. Spicy.
Okay, that's all you got to do is say spicy and put a beat under it.
Wendy's, the best troll in the game of fast food.
They're pretty good at it, yeah.
They're good.
And as far as that little attack that happened at that McDonald's, she is saying that it was unprovoked, and her attorney is going to be pursuing both criminal and civil action against the perpetrators that came up to Ice Spice in that McDonald's.
Did Wendy's publicly say, since you're having trouble at McDonald's, come over here? Or is that just something you
That's just my own.
Okay.
Yeah. I've just kind of added that in, but I think that's probably about how the conversation went, actually. Well, Kylie Jenner has got a little bit more problem. Two former housekeepers have now filed separate discrimination lawsuits against her within weeks of each other, though neither makes direct allegations against the reality star herself. Angelica Vasquez filed the first complaint on April 17th, alleging she was treated with hostility and exclusion by supervisors and staff at Jenner's Beverly Hills and Hidden Hills residences. She then claims that she was mocked for her accent and treated as inferior because of her Salvadorian background and subjected to increased workloads after complaining. Then Juana Delgado Soto filed a second lawsuit about 2 weeks later claiming racial discrimination and wage violations during her employment starting in 2019. She alleges supervisors told her she was no longer allowed to look at Kylie, smile at Kylie after she wrote Jenner about workplace conditions. No smiling, no looking.
Is it possible, too, they just might not be nice to some people, just no matter what their status is in life?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you probably wouldn't be the first people that had celebrities be not nice to their staff. So, you know, who knows what's going on. Both have resigned and they're seeking punitive damages. I don't know what their chances are of getting that, but guess we shall see. And at the box office over the weekend, Devil Wears Prada, pretty big. It exceeded projections, made $77 million, which is a lot better than the original in 2006. It did 27.5 in its opening weekend. You had Michael still doing well, $54 million, $423 globally so far. Super Mario is up to $900 million worldwide, and Project Hail Mary, which you saw and liked, $638.4 million now.
Yeah, if you like a feel-good alien UFO type movie, I recommend the Project Hail Mary for sure.
Okay, solid movie, huh?
Yes.
And we're seeing it in the theater?
Yeah, I thought it was.
If somebody's done you wrong, it's time for you to sing along and call them out, call them out, call them out. You gotta call them out, call them out, call them out. It's time to call them out.
Well, I saw that the CEO of Starbucks is getting called out today for being out of touch. Now, we're talking about tonight that there are going to be people that are boycotting the Met Gala because Jeff Bezos is the primary sponsor of the event, and people are upset with the wealth disparity that is happening in America. They think it's absolutely out of control, and the CEO of Starbucks just sounds like he is out of touch with the struggles going on with people and their finances by these comments he had about you buying $9 coffee.
What we're seeing is people, they want to have a special experience. And regardless of what your income level is, in some cases, a $9 experience does feel like you're splurging. And then what that means is we have to make it worthwhile, right? And then in other cases, people believe, well, this is a really affordable premium experience because they're saying well, it's less than $10 and I get a really premium experience. So regardless of where you're stationed in those income cohorts, we want to make that experience worth your while. And what we know is what's definitely something that drives that value is to be able to have a great seat, have a great moment of connection with a barista.
Oh my
free
gosh.
Wi-Fi.
What is this guy talking about?
Yes, he is justifying that $9 cup of coffee.
Don't try to coffee Jedi mind trick me by throwing the word experience in there as if that's going to erase the fact that I'm spending $9 on coffee.
It's an amazing experience you're having.
I've been to Starbucks many a times. I wouldn't say it was an experience, Kevin. Good gosh.
Yes, that's why people are saying he's a bit tone deaf today. They're not agreeing that setting your price at $9 is justified. He's got
a future in politics. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about just spin and talking without really saying anything.
He's trying that spin. Now, this is one where there are call-em-outs happening on both sides of this issue. And I don't know if you've seen enough to really come up with a true judgment of this, but things are unfolding at Cornell University, where the school's president is now facing backlash after an incident involving students, and it was captured on video, happened Thursday night. Apparently, some students had approached the president about free speech and the access to it on campus, and they followed him out. He got in his car. You could see some of the kids were filming. They're now surrounding the car, and he starts to back out, and one of the kids is not moving, and the person winds up backing into, the president backs into the student that's standing behind him and apparently ran over his foot.
The kid wasn't moving?
He was
blocking
not
the car?
Yep, it looked like it to me.
I just know if I'm trying to block a car and I really think that's going to work, if I get run over, I'm going to probably think, I shouldn't try to block that car.
Yeah, and part of it, too, is they said they were still trying to talk to him when he wanted to leave. Some other students were beating on his windows. They were standing behind his car.
That's not talking at that point. I have no idea what the politics and what the issues are going on at that school. But when you got a group of people banging on a car and surrounding it, some people might flee.
Yeah, the way I look at it, to me, if you are keeping someone from going where they want to go, what is the difference between, haven't people gotten arrested whenever you take somebody and you keep them from willfully being able to go where they go? That is, in a sense, a form of kidnapping.
Well, to me, if you're blocking my car, I feel like you're kind of crazy at that point, because a car's going to always win. So I'm going to assume, do they have a weapon? Are they going to pull something out right now?
Yeah.
You're starting to fear. When you start banging on a car and start surrounding it, I don't care who you are, you can get a little afraid.
Now, how this is taken might depend upon where you are. At Cornell, they may favor the students here and say, yes, the president needs to sit there and let them just continue to yell at him and whatever else happens. I think in Florida would say, this is kind of more of a stand your ground. If you have people that are surrounding a vehicle and they're beating on the windows and you're trying to slowly back up to get out of that situation, that you have every single right to try to get yourself out of that situation if you are afraid for your own safety. Now, I look at these students. I don't know if he thought that they're going to rough him up, or maybe he's just like, look, I want to go, man. I've had a long day, and you guys, and no, you can't hold me here. So, I think the call him out belongs more on the students, just saying that's not how you can get your point across. You cannot let someone not go when they want to leave someplace.
I mean, you can't do that. I get that you want to get your point across. This isn't the way.
I don't think so either. So it'll be interesting to see how this all shakes out, and maybe there will be more, because all you're having right now is their side of it, the president hasn't spoken a lot on it other than he was scared they're banging on his window. He wanted to get out of there, and I don't think he intentionally meant to run over somebody's foot. But, yeah, I really kind of hope he does not get in trouble for this. And anybody else who's trying to do that, I don't think that's any way to try to get your point across. You cannot stand in front of somebody's car, behind it, whatever, block them in, beat on their windows. And don't be surprised when you get a little bit run over and somebody hits your foot.
Now, I'm looking at the video now. I'm not seeing so much beat. Is there a different angle? Do you know? There were definitely kids beating on the car.
That's what his side of the story is. Now, again, you got to take his story, their story. They're going to have to flush this out. Maybe there'll be more video. But from the video you have, and you only have their stories right now.
It's so tough when you only get partial video than someone's side of a story.
Yeah. So, there will be people on both sides of this. To me, I do think that they have a right to speak, but I don't think you have a right to falsely imprison somebody, which to me, that's what you do when you stand all around somebody's car and you don't let them leave.
Well, even, I'm watching it now. The kid is right behind him, filming and not getting out of the way.
Right.
If I was doing that and someone hit me, I would not be surprised.
I think
I'm not shocked that I got hit.
I think he got exactly, what he wanted. So we'll see. We do have Andy on here with a call him out. Andy, you got to call somebody out. Who is it and for what?
Man, okay. It would be high-risk security services.
Okay, what's going on?
Pretty much wage theft. I mean, you get charged $6 a week to clock in, $10 for a paper bag or paper badge, $90 if you happen to be 6 minutes late. 5 minutes, you're okay, but 6 minutes, they're going to take your whole paycheck.
Okay, so this is a place where you work, and you're saying that they did not treat you right. Is that correct?
Pretty much. I mean, you're paid $14 an hour to work at a gated community, letting people into their $1 million homes, people yelling at you for, why you need to look at my ID, stuff like that. And then you're going to take your money if you happen to be 6 minutes late. If you can hear the rain, I'm sorry, I'm driving home.
Okay, so you're saying you were 6 minutes late, and did you get fired for being 6 minutes late?
No, I got fired because I dared to get another job and was trying to work them as a second job. And then I had to do some training. And I have to leave early an hour, 2 days, and then one other day. And it just blew up into a whole problem. It's like, I told you Monday, and my next shift is Saturday.
Yeah.
You couldn't figure it out in a week?
Yeah, I think, Andy, I think you're in a situation, unfortunately, probably a lot of people are, because I know that a lot of jobs, they want to always be considered first, and they don't have any kind of tolerance whatsoever of you trying to find other employment. And I would tell a lot of these jobs, look, there are just people, that's a reality. Unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of people that work for you that probably have to have a second job. And if you could ever be lenient with your scheduling, try to understand what their circumstances are, like what Andy is going through. Everybody's just kind of going through it. So hopefully they could have a little bit more understanding in that situation. So I hope you're able to make up for it, Andy. And that does kind of suck.
Yeah, good luck, brother.
Yeah. Jade is on here from Margate, and you're calling out the weather. Is that right, Jade?
Yes. And my name's not Jade, it's Jack.
Oh, Jack. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, I was just saying about the weather because it was like extremely hot out on Saturday, and then on Sunday it was just rainy, and I had plans to do stuff on Sunday because the rain.
Yeah.
But then the rain kept on raining, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do.
I hear you, bud. I mean, honestly, Jack, that is a tough thing. There are so many people yesterday. I know they're excited about the F1 race going on. You had the final round of golf tournament at Trump National Doral, and that kind of got ruined. It just, the rain really just, it was not cool because Saturday was lovely and sunny, and bam, just terrible weather.
I got to call out iguanas because I think that's what I'm hearing jumping on my roof. I think I got iguana roof.
Yeah, the iguana that you had in that video you posted on our Instagram page is big, and we might start seeing this as they get bigger and more prevalent. Just regular homes having damage.
Well, I've kept reading in my next door area. There's some houses in my area that live on the canal, and they say that they've had iguanas cause $20,000 worth of damage to their house. I ain't trying to get into that kind of game. But I have never seen iguanas at my house before, and I had 2 this weekend. Are they in town? Are they just visiting?
Yes. No, they might be there for good, man.
Did they finally get to the dinosaur garden?
They've probably found a place. They like your place, and that's where they want to stay.
Man.
Yeah, could be happening. We have a call them out here as well. Somebody said, I want to call out my neighbor for spraying Lysol over the fence. She thought I was smoking cigarettes. I was smoking weed, lady.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Get it right. Funny enough, some people will go, oh, it's weed. Oh, you're cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah. We do have some positive call-em-outs today as well. If you got something good to call out, you can hit us up. 877-979-WRMF. In fact, Denny's wanted to call out the cost of gas at BJ's, and there may be more people going and buying those memberships at some of those places because he was saying the cost of gas at BJ's was a lot cheaper than the gas if you're going anywhere else. In fact, I think you said it was what, maybe 50 cents cheaper, something like that per gallon?
Yeah, I found it 60% cheaper than 60 cents cheaper than the gas station right by my house, which usually I don't get gas near the highway. I find that the gas right by the highway is always more expensive, so I'll go inland a little bit. So I have a station that I go to all the time. They were at $4.60. I went to BJ's. I got it for $4.01.
Wow.
I mean, it's a humongous difference if you're filling up your tank.
Yeah, no, and there are a lot of people I know they have to travel for work and they're using more gas than everybody else. So.
Oh, yeah. I got a buddy, he travels an hour and a half every single day to go to work. And he goes, dude, so that's 3 hours on the road. And he goes, it's killing me.
Yeah.
It's good. That's 3 hours.
Right.
You're tired. That hour and a half drive back home is not worth it.
No doubt. That's absolutely brutal. No doubt about that. Let me see some other call-em outs that we have here. This is kind of a nice little PSA that I guess if you have any kind of road issues whatsoever, that you can get FHP to come and help you out. I don't know if you knew this. Just hit star 347 is all you have to do is hit on your phone. And if you're broken down, you have a tire issue, maybe you ran out of gas, which I wish I'd have known that because we ran out of gas a couple weeks ago.
I've heard that they'll bring a little gas tank for you just to get you off the road. I did not know about this service. Did you?
No, I did not either. Trust me, I would have used it a couple weeks ago as I'm sitting on the side of I-95 with no gas in my car.
It almost seems too good to be true. And I'm very curious on someone who's used it. Is it as easy as they're saying?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, positive PSA there for you. If you got something else for us, hit us up, 877-979-WRMF at the KVJ Show. So are we going to be getting lower concert ticket prices or what? We've heard about them breaking up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, but now I'm seeing that likely wouldn't lower concert ticket prices. So what is the point? They say because pricing is driven by deeper industry factors, not just one company. And I think that's what they were saying, yeah, you can come after us, but we're not the problem. They say the biggest driver is limited tickets versus massive demand. More fans want to attend than there are seats, naturally pushing prices higher. And they say the artists and their teams set ticket prices. See, this is going to be interesting. Do we need to divide up a company to try to prove the point? Because I think that's what they've been saying all along, that it's not really us. And everybody's like, oh, it is. It definitely is. And a court ruled that it was them, But
are concerts down with attendance or money? Because if they're not, no one's gonna. I don't
think so.
Then
they
they're
seem
gonna
like
charge
they're doing better than ever.
If they charge high and people still buy them,
yeah,
people are going to be upset because they can't afford it. But there's always going to be someone else that grabs them up.
And they say touring has become more expensive with fuel, labor, production, all that kind of stuff. Insurance is another big part of it. So that's why your ticket prices are high. So a lot of people have been celebrating and dancing around thinking that ticket price is going to drop back down to $25 or $50 or whatever it might be. But they're saying do not be surprised to see your ticket prices staying pretty much exactly where they are, even if they do break up, finally, Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
Well, even low budget acts that aren't, they don't have that much going on, their tickets are expensive. $60, $70 for a ticket for a band that's got one hit.
Yeah. No, it's really gotten insane. So I guess we'll have to see after it does happen, but it sounds like they're projecting the ticket prices to not be dropping.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha-ha, fighting in the nude. Drunk people pooping in the street. Ha-ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth.
Well, we got a lot of nonsense going on here in South Florida today to get to. And we're going to start off with 41-year-old Charles Robert Strom, who got arrested for public intoxication in Coral Springs. They say the incident began when multiple callers reported a man ripping off his clothes, lying in the middle of a parking lot, and banging on plywood.
Ooh, yeah, it's a rough one.
One caller told the police that she saw him stumbling through an alley and running in front of moving vehicles, forcing at least one driver to swerve off the road to avoid hitting him.
That sounds like meth or PCP.
When officers arrived, they found Strom showing signs of being extremely intoxicated. While speaking with the police, he was asked to contact a family member. Investigators say he removed his shoe and began talking into it as if it were a cell phone.
Did he reach anybody?
Nobody. His shoe phone apparently was disconnected.
I mean, I always think it's hardcore drugs, but, you know, sometimes people can drink themselves into quite a stupor.
Yeah, no, they really can. Doesn't take a whole lot. Well, 33-year-old Florida man Luke Hewick was arrested after he exposed his genitals while in a Chick-fil-A drive-thru in Flagler County.
You can't do that.
No, especially when the employee is a minor.
Ooh, new.
Yes. She told them that she handed the customers food, and he had his junk out with a unit around it that you would buy in an adult toy shop.
Whoa.
A ring type mechanism.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they got him on security camera, found him at home later that day. He admitted to wearing the toy. He said he was just testing it out while he was driving, but didn't think it was visible to anybody.
Oh, okay. Got ya.
I had no idea you'd be able to see that thing, you creep.
And at Chick-fil-A?
Right.
He was trying to eat. Come on,
Christian
dude.
chicken.
Dude.
Come on now. There's a woman in Clearwater got arrested after police say she intentionally set her boyfriend's home on fire following an argument.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to play the role of Virginia. What did he do?
She had made prior threats, including saying that she would huff and puff and blow his house down.
Oh, dang, she's quoting the wolf?
Yeah, she was. 3 Little Pigs. The dispute then escalated, and the woman allegedly used flammable materials to start the fire at the residence. Witnesses say that she was pouring substances and then ignited the blaze, so they got people that put her doing it. They say it was intentionally set, and now she's facing arson-related charges.
I mean, that's got to be at least 10 years in prison, no?
Yeah, I would think something like that. That feels like it's a felony, and that's going to put you in there for a while.
If that's a misdemeanor, I do not understand the law.
Yeah, it does seem a little bit crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, 26-year-old Florida man Jeffrey Moreno was arrested and charged with attempted first-degree murder after deputies say he followed his estranged girlfriend and shot at her car in Palm Beach County. The woman drove to the sheriff's office in West Palm Beach while being chased by Moreno, reported the incident, and then he fired multiple shots at her vehicle during the pursuit. Dang, dude. Now he's been charged with attempted first-degree murder. Wow.
Put him in the clink.
What'd you think was going to happen? Austin Pear, 29-year-old, is accused of pushing his ex-girlfriend from a moving pickup truck, running her over, and then claiming she jumped out herself. They say that there were reports of the woman lying in the road surrounded by blood and scattered belongings after witnesses saw what looked like a person thrown from a vehicle. He tried to say she did it to herself, then watched him drag her back into the truck and flee. She had abrasions and injuries when they got to her, and nobody's buying his version of this.
That's rough.
Yeah, it really is, man. I'm telling you, these freaking dudes. That's unreal. Police say a 72-year-old driver allegedly struck a cyclist during a tense encounter in Georgia. The rider suffered injuries, including a spine fracture after the SUV appeared to make contact, knocking him to the ground. It looked like a driver was upset with a bunch of bicyclists and couldn't get around them, and then went too close and tried to make a statement. And yeah, it's wild, man. As you see him driving, because he's driving down the middle of the stripe in the middle of the road, and the bicyclists are all trying to get to the right side of it. He had a lot of room to go.
I mean, if you don't keep your emotions in check and you get all mad and act out on that emotion, your car's a weapon.
It is, absolutely. You got to keep that in mind.
People forget that sometimes.
Here's a bit of the audio from the video that clearly has him acting a fool. Yeah, he's just acting like a total jerk, just laying on his horn, and yeah, as he went around them and then clocks the one driver.
I got it on video.
Yeah. How about that? You going down, dog?
Hope they caught that guy.
Yep. Missouri Domino's driver is facing multiple charges after allegedly using his vehicle to strike a customer during a tip dispute. 36-year-old Zachary Nicholas Walton was arrested April 29th in Fulton following what police initially thought was an accident. Authorities say Walton became upset over not receiving a tip and began yelling profanities at the customer.
Why didn't he get a tip, though?
Yeah, good question. Maybe there's a reason. Video footage reportedly shows him shouting, "What are you going to do, B? Come get me?" before driving towards the victim. Police allege Walton accelerated forward, striking the man who jumped onto the hood to avoid further injury. Walton then fled at a high rate of speed, but later was found at a Domino's location where he admitted to driving at the victim to scare him.
That is not the message of the power of pizza. It's supposed to bring people together, not separate.
Yeah, they got first-degree assault on that one. Yeah, dude, crazy. Did you see the footage of the United Airlines jet that clipped the semi-tractor as a bakery truck on the New Jersey Turnpike?
Yeah.
That was wild because the dude was just going along singing, and then he kind of looks up like, wait, this thing I'm going to kaboom. And then it just kind of goes, the video just kind of goes, and it gets all wobbly, and you can tell that he's knocked over. And the crazy thing about it was it didn't seem like anybody was hurt.
I know.
The aircraft landed safety. It was all 221 passengers, and the truck driver only suffered minor injuries.
Those are always the things that freak me out. When you're just chilling, you're singing, and then a plane hits you, or you're just on your bed watching TV, sinkhole.
Yeah, boom. I guess when it's your time, man. That's the way it goes. More chaos in the friendly skies. United Airlines flight just before landing in New Jersey had a 48-year-old passenger assault a flight attendant, try to force his way into the cockpit. The crew had to declare an emergency as the plane approached Newark. Then police were waiting for him when they got there. He was taken into custody for a psych evaluation.
If you see, if you're on the plane and you see someone trying to get into the cockpit, you have the right as another passenger to tackle that guy, hold him down.
Yeah, because he's risking everybody's life at that point.
Because what are you going in there for?
Yeah, it'd be like what happened on 9/11 with that plane that went down in Pennsylvania.
I think if you see that, you have to stop that.
Yep. And can you believe somebody put a 70-pound humanoid robot named Bebop on its own flight? It had its own seat on a Southwest flight from Oakland to San Diego, but once on board, flight crews grew concerned about its oversized lithium battery and where it was sitting, because that didn't meet safety standards. You see those lithium batteries always catching on fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that. Was it Bebop? Is that his name?
Bebop, yeah.
I thought you were going to say that Bebop learned how to fly the plane halfway through.
Oh, my gosh.
Through the flight.
At that point, it's the movie Airplane, right?
It is.
Yeah, it really is. That's wild, man. And something else flying through the skies, drones. Don't do it in Port St. Lucie by this couple's house, though. They are actually facing felony charges after admitting to burning a $1,200 drone in their fire pit.
But what was the drone doing? Was it in their yard?
Yeah, 40-year-old Christopher Paula was flying a drone at about 11:30 p.m. last Saturday when it lost communication while in flight over his Port St. Lucie neighborhood. The drone, Paula told police, was programmed to automatically return to its home when connection was lost. However, instead of flying back, the drone was just gone. And he went to 43-year-old Sandra Marcellus's house and apparently asked her and said, "Hey, yeah, have you seen my drone? This is the last known position." And through the Ring doorbell camera said, "You don't have a effing drone anymore, sir." Then he called police, and apparently they got in trouble because you cannot torch somebody's drone that lands in your yard.
How do you feel about that? Because if I'm in my backyard and all of a sudden this drone flies down and is just hovering and looking at me, if I have a baseball bat and I break that thing because it's in my yard, I'm going to get in trouble for that. That's not cool.
I know. I don't necessarily agree with that. In fact, I'm surprised. It's almost a warning that if you did that, I guess they could get you for felony property destruction.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are going to take a bat to that thing.
I know they might, but yeah, that's what I'm telling you. At least the way it sits right now. Now, this case might change it, what you can do to a drone that is in your yard, but
I don't see how that is legal.
Yeah.
That's a camera going into your yard.
Yeah, well, I'm sure their attorney is going to feel the same way. So it's going to be an interesting case as they got a felony charge on that. Wild.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Well, on the After the Show a couple of weeks ago, I was telling you a bit about how I went to Game Day Men's Health because I just didn't feel like I was on my A game. And they had a procedure that can help dudes that are not on their A game kind of regain that confidence and get to the A game in the bedroom. Try to keep it, clean enough for the radio here.
You go from the wiffle ball bat to the wood.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like, yeah. Or even kind of like maybe I think for some people, you start with the wooden bat, you go to pool noodle, and then and then you kind of like work your way back up.
Yes, you're right. There's a process.
Yeah, so I did one of the procedures that they have a game day before, and I told you about that on the After the Show. When we get to today's After the Show, I'll tell you about the one that I did on Friday, but it's a different animal, and it was easier than the first one I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of an interesting thing. It's called shockwave therapy. And I will be able to tell you a little bit more about it. But, man, it is something. It's a device that kind of just is supposed to open up, like if you have any kind of blockages or just any kind of plaque that's built up in veins, it just kind of like breaks it up and knocks it loose.
Jeez, it's turning my stomach. Oof.
It's not that bad, though. Like I said, it's nothing. It's just kind of a device that goes pop, 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 pop. It kind of like is kind of a shocking thing, but it's kind of like almost like a little jackhammer type device.
Did you like it?
I don't know if like is the right word, but it was effective.
Okay. Pain level 1 through 10.
A 1.
Really?
It's not bad, but it's slightly just kind of disconcerting
and weird, just kind of because you're not used to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, it's a procedure that I don't know. Maybe we could bring in here for a punishment one day if all the dudes lose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't said it was awful.
Yeah. Like I said, the first one, that's too much for a punishment. But this one, I think you could do.
The first one, I almost had to walk out of the room when you were talking about it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that's why I did a video. If anybody has any questions about that, you can go to the KVJ Show YouTube page. I did a video about the last procedure. I'll be doing a video this week kind of showing you what this procedure is like. It's a little bit different. They usually use them in tandem, but I got to tell you, dude, highly effective. Like, he's back, baby. I think I'm playing in the wood bat league again.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see that you're swinging.
Yeah, so I feel like Boston Rawlston has returned.
Okay,
so,
good.
Thank you, game day. All right, Bird, what you got on your mind today?
Back in the day, I had a teacher that was a pretty bad alcoholic. You could just tell. Ooh. But when I was a kid, I didn't know different kind of brands or whiskey from vodka or wine. It all was just, oh my gosh, it's
alcohol,
it's the devil's potion.
Right.
But it was a math teacher that I had, and I had him for 7th and 8th grade. Mm-hmm. And he would, I remember being in 7th grade going, this guy's acting so weird. And the way he would talk, we never did math either. We
really?
Rarely ever did. We would do multiplication for the first 15 minutes, and then it was just him going on these weird rants to a point where there was some racial stuff he'd said. He got in trouble for that in the middle of class. Oh, yeah.
Wild.
And I was looking at this article, and I remember seeing something, a bottle, and it was vodka. And I guess he was drinking it straight out of or putting it in his coffee. And I guess there's a study done. When an alcoholic gets to their most desperate state, they almost all start going to one type of alcohol, and guess what alcohol that is?
It's going to be vodka.
It's vodka.
Yeah.
And I wonder why that is. Is it harder to detect, or is that just something that is harder core?
Well, I can say with vodka a couple things. One, the smell. It's not like other alcohols. Now, I think if you're completely plowed, you'll still smell it, but it doesn't have the same kind of scent as others, so I think it's easier to hide and go under the radar with. And it mixes with so much stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, you have a whiskey and you put that in your coffee and some other things along those lines. But honestly, you could have everything from a juice to cranberry juice, whatever, and just put vodka in it. And, it's easy to pass off as something else.
At one of our old stations, not this station, but we worked with somebody that was always hitting the vodka during work, and she was really good at her job too.
Right.
Really, really
functioning
good.
Alcoholic, yeah.
And she would even say, I'm a functioning alcoholic. I'm like, whoa. But I remember it was hardcore vodka.
I think what happens with that, and those people do, is you're like, how do you get there? I think they just feel like with the stress and everything, it takes the edge off. And then after a while, I think you fool yourself. It's like with anything. You become dependent upon it, and anything you're really dependent on is a problem. You should not really be dependent on anything.
Especially if it's something that's chronic like that, daily use.
And it becomes easier, and then you kind of permit yourself to do that. You permit yourself then to do more, and the next thing you know, you're driving hammered. I mean, that to me is what's the craziest thing. Unless you're Ubering or you have another way to work and somebody drops you off, you can't be driving.
The other thing too, I'd say is when I'm talking about the one person who is good at their job, I don't know if you could sustain that. I think maybe in the beginning you could be, but after a while, I think that might catch up to you.
I think it does, because I think it gets more and more. I think that you need a little bit more, and you think that you have it more under control, and then you start to lose just how out of control you're actually getting.
Yeah, I was just curious why that seems to be the one where they say when people hit rock bottom and they're sneaking, it's usually vodka.
Vodka, yeah. I thought this was interesting, too, this video you had sent. Binge drinking versus daily drinking. Are you a daily drinker? Because some people may say, I don't drink during work, but when I get home, just because of the stress levels and everything, I need to chill out, so I have a daily drink.
Yeah, my body can't drink every day. It just it won't do it.
Right. And then other people would say, well, yeah, but you have, 15 drinks on a Saturday night. So they're like, yeah, but I don't drink during the week. So what is worse?
This was looked at one of our journals, Clinical Gastroenterology and Hepatology, and it turns out it's better to drink smaller amounts of alcohol on a consistent basis rather than binge drink. Again, that's 4 drinks for women in a day and 5 drinks for men a day is considered binge drinking. In this particular study, those people who had binge drinking, they had actually more liver damage than people who drank alcohol on a more consistent basis with smaller amounts. And what's happening here, we think, is that when you binge drink, the liver's capacity to metabolize alcohol is overwhelmed, and you get more fibrosis and damage with binge drinking than you do with smaller amounts of alcohol, which the liver can handle, and then you don't get as much fibrosis.
How about that?
Because if you binge drink, you tend to overdrink. You're over-drinking,
Yeah, the liver can't keep up with it. So, yeah, there you go. All right, so, yay. I drink every day.
Cool, I'm doing it all wrong.
Drink every day. Yeah.
So I have to drink every day?
Every day. That's the only way. That's the only way to do it. Is this maybe the shadiest profession that we have in South Florida that kind of disguises itself as a real profession? It's kind of odd because on Saturday, my son needed to get a haircut. So I started to drive him to where he normally gets his haircut. He's like, oh, no, I got to go to another place. I'm like, why? He's like, my last barber got arrested. I'm like, arrested for what? He's like, I don't know. He's in prison now. I'm like, okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. So I drove him to another barber shop. This one kind of like in the Lake Worth area. And he was like, yeah, the weirdest thing. He's like, I was getting my hair cut and somebody came in and bought weed from him. And some guy in the back ran it out and he just made the deal right there. I was like, well, that's crazy. I mean, are a lot of barbers doing weed deals on the side? Is that what the last one got popped for?
I think that there's a lot of businesses out there that have a front going on. I'm not saying they're not making money off their business, but they're also making extra money on selling stuff in the back. And I've heard of this many a times.
That's why I was kind of wondering, like, what is the shadiest business out there where, look, there are some people, I'm openly in the mob. I'm openly a drug dealer. I'm whatever. And so you know what they are. But no, they kind of have a front as I'm a barber, but actually I'm a drug dealer, and this is where everybody meets me, and it's easy for me to pass it off.
Well, even in, we covered it, there was something going on at the fast foods where you would go to the drive-thru and you'd say a code word and you'd buy some food, but also the person at the drive-thru would have a front selling weed there as well.
Yeah, I guess, look, if you are a drug dealer on the down low, maybe that's it. You want to go someplace where people can see you and easily come, and you got a front for it, and you're just kind of doing something cool and on the side.
But if you're selling weed at a place of business, that might start to smell. You have to really make sure that stuff is really,
I know.
Sucked in there.
I was surprised by it. I'm like, oh, wow, this is, so I don't even know what the last barber was arrested for, but I assume they probably wouldn't want this guy selling weed out of his shop. Anna said, you cut hair to pay the taxes and rent. You sell the weed for a living. This is kind of like Street 101.
Yeah, this is not the first time I have heard of something like this.
Yeah.
But it's just not barbershops either. And there's a lot of businesses, especially here in South Florida. I mean, we have no proof, but we told you about that one Chinese restaurant me and Denny's have gone to, but it's run by a couple Italian guys who know nothing about Chinese food. When you go there, they never know what you're talking about. And me and Denny's go, there's something off here, isn't there? He's like, yeah, there's something off here. 2
restaurants have been open in West Palm Beach that I noticed. I used to always drive by, and they were open for a good 10 years, and never a car there. Yeah, they were open. And in fact, I won. Well, one of the places was a Mexican joint. It's where the Chipotle is now on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard. And my wife and I went in there to be like, is this actually a place? And we went in, and sure enough, there was somebody that wasn't at all Mexican. And they were trying to make us a margarita, and they didn't know how. Yeah. And I'm like, what is this place? I'm like, this cannot be a legitimate business. Yet they were open for about 10 years. Somebody said Kevin's dry snitching. I guess I kind of am.
Be careful.
It just kind of blew me away. I was like, wow, I didn't realize that so many barbers are, doing something shady. Maybe that's what you got to do. I don't know. How much is a haircut these days if you do just a regular barber?
It's not that cheap anymore. Even when you used to go to those prime cuts or your company sees and think, oh, I'm going to get a $20 haircut. Those days are over. I think the last one, and it was a terrible haircut. Look at my hair. She cut it in a way where it's not even. I've got this Vanilla Ice back in the 90s, swoop thing going on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you do.
But then there's all this cut off. Look at this.
Yeah, that's quite a pompadour that she put on top of your head.
Yeah, pompadour.
That's crazy.
Yes, and she could not have wanted to get the cut done. You ever have that where they just want to get it over with? I'm like, all right, please don't let me be the person that you want to just rush this haircut with.
Right. Yeah, maybe that's it. I don't know. Somebody said when I was a drug dealer, we had a flower shop. It was a front to launder money as well. We did sell nice flowers too, but okay.
Wasn't there something going on at Blockbuster, Denny's, at one point?
Yes, I used to sell out of Blockbuster.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not just barbershops.
So is it barbershops? It's video rental stores?
How would that work, Dens? Would people just knew through word of mouth? They'd act like they rented a video?
Yeah, it'd be a lot of the kids I went to school with. But when I see them roll up, I would know what they were wanting to get. So when they came up, you had to, there was a security thing on the box that had the DVDs in it that you had to slide out with a magnet. And when I would open up that box, I would just stuff an eighth in there. And then I'd close it. And then when they left and they'd walk out, they'd put the money back through the video return slot that was outside the store. So then I would just walk over there and grab the cash out of there. That way it wasn't on camera where, the camera was aimed at the registers.
See, you have to have a system, Kev.
Yeah. It is wild, though, that there's so many of these places, but you almost have a sixth sense where you walk in and you're going, this can't be just a florist.
Exactly.
There is something going on here, man. That's wild. How much would this throw you if you discovered this about your mom after her death? I got this email here. It says, my mom recently had passed away, and I've been trying to process the grief. So I've been going through some of her old things, and I came across some things I was a little surprised to find. There were some letters, photos, and there was a journal. As I started to read, I was like, well, this is not what I expected. Apparently, when my mother was younger, she worked as a prostitute for a period of her life. She actually had some detailed entries about people that she was with and why she was doing it. A lot of it had to do with providing a place for me, but still, I was a little bit shaken. Now, she got out of the profession before I became old enough to know what the heck was going on, but she never did tell me. Was she ashamed? Did she think I would see her differently? Because I got to admit, now I kind of do, even though I don't want to.
That's why she didn't tell you.
So how do you grieve someone while also rewriting who you thought they were?
This happens sometimes after someone passes away and you find out stuff you had no idea about a person.
Yeah, it can. And I think, look, you just got to remember what you knew about them and, what they did, and maybe just try to understand that she was trying to make it happen in the best way she could. It sounded like she was at least trying to do it for the right reasons. I know you maybe you couldn't have worked at a grocery store, but, she did what she did. And if she was great to you and to your face, I think that's the person you got to remember.
Yeah, it would weird me out, absolutely. I would, if I found that out about my mom, I'd be like, what in the actual hell is going on here?
Yeah.
But I'm also at an age where I know I can't do anything about it. There's nothing, I can't go back and make her not a prostitute.
Yeah.
I can't. So I would just go, all right, Mom, you had your wild run, and there's nothing I can do about it. I still love you. I wouldn't lose that much sleep over it because there's nothing I can do about it.
I would say there's probably 80 to 90% of all parents that at least have a part of their life, and maybe a good part of their life, that they just don't reveal to their kids because it's just a weird conversation, or they don't want them to think that they're endorsing what they did. And I think all of us at some period in our life probably do something that ultimately, when we're on our deathbed, we look back and be like, yeah, I'm not the most proud of that. But
I think everyone has that.
I think we do too. And I don't think we all got to sit there and we don't have to gloat on it. I don't think you necessarily have to tell your kids that if you did that.
Well, you know, the daughter is kind of answering the question for the mom, really. The mom probably did not want her to know because she didn't want her to see her in a different way. And then the daughter finds out. She goes, I kind of do see her in a different way. Well, that's why your mom didn't tell you.
Right, exactly. So, you know, she did what she did, but just remember the woman that you knew. And I think you'd be better off for that.
But seriously, though, how badly would that rock you? Especially your mom.
Oh, my mom.
Your mom is a woman of religion, and that would have been rough.
That would have definitely, that would have rocked a lot of stuff because she set me up for one belief system, and she was defying it the entire time.
But do you think you handle that better the older you? If you were younger and you find that out, I think it's rougher. The older you get, do you think you'd be able to handle that better?
Yeah. Look, I think age has definitely helped me, but I think for a long time I've realized, look, everybody's got their own things, man. And you know, you're going through something in the moment you thought was the right thing, or you just do something that you do knuckleheaded thinking. It just happens. Look, we've all got our skeletons in the closet. So I'm not throwing any kind of shade. I'm not looking at my mom differently. I'd be like, wow, okay. I think a lot of people probably have a life in a certain portion of the people they face that is radically different than the other people that they see for most of their life.
100%.
Yeah. So I'm sure you've been hit with this. I don't know if anybody else has ever had that kind of revelation about somebody who was close to them.
I can tell you this much. You could have found out your mom was a lot worse with some stuff. There's crazy cases of people finding out that their dad or mom killed somebody.
The BTK girl is the one that gets me. That's the one that's really tough. You know, in this instance, your mom was throwing a couple tricks around, you know, and trying to make ends meet. But you know, if you found out that your dad the BTK guy was like a Sunday school teacher, or he worked in some a deacon in the church or something like that.
Yeah, he was part of the church, and he did some like security, or I forget the exact thing he did, but he had some kind of position of your lawn's too long or too long.
Yeah, and I think the Go-Go Beach, same. I think he had a child, and you know, the whole time you're like, oh gosh, I only saw this one face, and the whole time my parent was a monster. I think that's a different thing to process.
She tried to talk to the BTK. He's still alive too, and she tried to talk to him and ask why. He was not cool to her about it either. Yeah, he was weird.
Yeah. So
imagine that.
That I think is a different situation.
Oh,
yeah, that you got to completely reset who your parent was and how you feel about him. But in this situation, I don't know. She ain't the BTK. That's what it is. I thought this was an interesting clip that I saw. It was a member of Gen Z, and he was on stage talking with an older panel, and they were just kind of asking him about what's going on with the birth rates today. Talk to me about dating. Remember on Friday, we were just talking about the expense of a date today. And we keep hearing these things about how some people in younger generations, particularly Gen Z, that they've gotten into their phones so much that they don't really know how to talk to people of the opposite sex. And we even had somebody who was dealing with an 18-year-old that didn't know how to talk to girls at all. So what exactly is going on here with the youth, and why are they having such a hard time, and why are so many of them celibate? Here's what he had to say.
There's a thing that happens, especially with younger, like even younger than me. Like the kids are like 18 today. There's a huge problem where they don't dance. No one dances. They go to clubs and they don't dance. Yeah. Why is this? Because you get recorded. Yeah. If you're an 18-year-old kid, you go to a club, you get recorded. If you approach a girl and you mess it up, you get recorded. Wow. Everything is the panopticon now. Yeah. So if you had to ask me why, my answer is technology. My answer is social media. My answer is AI. My answer is algorithms.
I totally agree with him.
Yeah, I think what he said, I never even thought about that. But yeah, I've even seen some of those videos where, my son will have them on his phone where it's like, yeah, they seem to use it and they shame each other and then they pass the video around and they kind of mock the person. And yeah, I could see that. If somebody's shooting their shot, I would totally get that. You take your phone out and you record the whole thing, and then when they blow it, then you send it out everywhere. So it's like, I'm not going to shoot my shot anymore. It's just humiliating.
It's the modern day weapon. If you notice that, if there's an altercation going on, everyone pulls out their phone and just starts as if they're guns or blasters of some sort. Everyone's just filming everybody. And what happens is someone will start filming, like let's say me and you get into a confrontation and you're doing something wrong. I'm filming you doing something wrong. Now you think you have to film me filming you, and it turns into this odd duel.
Yeah, we were talking about this on Friday too, the fact that they're doing a lot of phone-free events now, Gen Z, where they're saying you got to check your phone at the door, you can't be on your phone, you got to get out. And this is great. They're probably, it sounds like they understand the problem now, and they're really trying to find ways to address it.
Yeah, I saw someone debating this. They go, I get that it's legal to film people out in public. They say, I understand that. But is it always cool to do? If someone doesn't really want to be filmed and you continue to film them, even though it's legal, are you being cool just to prove, hey, these are our rights? Some people have a problem with that. Some people just want to go to the store and not be filmed. But the people filming these people say, there's cameras everywhere, man. Get used to it.
I think the only way that I allow that is if you have somebody that there is a journalistic reason why you're pushing them on that they need to be held accountable for something, and that's the only place that you can get them. But you're not going to get much, and they'll just be like, no, and they walk right past you. But that's about the only time I think it's okay. I'm not a big fan of that. I know legally you can, but I think it's wrong.
The one thing I will suggest to people, if someone is filming you and you don't want to be filmed, do not walk up to them and say, don't film me. That's exactly what they want, and they're going to get the interaction. Then the internet's going to dog you too. They're going to say, well, you don't know the law. That's just how it's going to go.
Don't give them anything worth posting.
Exactly.
Yeah, and a reaction's worth posting.
Do you know what dating app algorithms do? Do you know how they optimize? They don't optimize to you to meet your love of your life. They optimize you to keep coming back to the app.
Yeah.
And now there's a thing that basically we have sold out all of our dating norms, all of our, our interpersonal norms to tech companies without our consent to optimize their ad algorithm.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting because, you think about the dating apps, and that's what he's saying. He said their goal is not to find matches. Their goal is to keep you coming back to the dating app. So if you actually found a match, you're going to stop coming back to the dating app. So it's almost like they don't want you. That's the weird catch-22 and the weird rub about some of these dating apps is they're more interested in you continually coming back and having failed dates to keep using the app so they can keep selling your information.
They get all your information and go, okay, Kevin likes the Buckeyes. Let's give him nothing but Michigan fans.
Right. You got to wonder. Yeah, do they do that kind of stuff? That's an interesting thought as well. And another reason why maybe the younger generation are more celibate than generations before them.
Right. I think there's a deep thing where we as a society have not dealt with the fact that we have to steward technology responsibly. We have treated technology as a Wild West.
Absolutely.
Just everyone can do whatever they want. Just sell all of our younger generation's dating lives to corporations for profit. And who pays the cost for this? Who has liability? So I think the real problem is that we are, as a society, as a government, the generations that came before me, and also my generation, I don't want to exclude myself from this, but also the generation came before me, just let technology rip. The promise was, if you let technology rip, if you let internet rip, there will be democracy and freedom and happiness and economic growth. And where is that?
Yeah, it's a good. He brings up a great point. We let technology rip, and now we're dealing with all the socioeconomic issues of it. So it's probably time to start doing some regulation and save the people out there. May the 4th be with you. Jbird's got his Star Wars shirt on right now. His Yoda backpack is on his back. He's all ready to go, and it's a good thing I said that because I think he really wants to have a Star Wars-themed thought for the day.
Oh, my gosh. I did not have a Star Wars theme quote.
Oh, my goodness. Well, thank God we got that corrected. I know a lot of people are celebrating. Danielle said we're on our way to Hollywood Studios to celebrate Star Wars Day and my son's 12th birthday.
Okay.
They said Epcot is going to be insane today because they have that Galaxy Edge, all the Star Wars stuff. And our buddy Cesar from Green Acres is going to be watching the new Darth Maul series on Disney+.
I might check that out as well, Cesar, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to give it a taste. I do love Darth Maul.
Okay, I need a report back tomorrow.
I'm a fan of the Maul.
Is it worth watching? All right, so we got May the 4th be with you today, and then Revenge of the Sith, or the 5th?
Revenge of the 5th.
Okay, that is tomorrow.
Yes. It's very dorky.
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. Well, what would May the 4th be without a lovely Star Wars thought of the day? Jbird is all ready.
If once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny. Consume you it will.
Is the dark side stronger?
No. Quicker. Easier. More seductive.
All right, I was going to read the whole paragraph, but it's going on too long.
But that's really good, man. Yoda is on point, dude. You did him right.
The KVJ Show on 97.9 WRMF.